Good afternoon, students. Welcome to your class on how elections work. We are just about ready to start voting here in the Great Candy election of 2020. But before we do that, let's take some quick questions on how this is all going to work.
We know how this works, Hayden. Everyone casts a ballot, we count them all up, winner gets to be candy president. Next question.
Well, no, that's not exactly right. You'd think everyone would cast their ballots, we'd count up all the votes, and declare a winner. That's called the popular vote, and actually doesn't mean anything. Just ask Samuel Tilden.
Wait, that seems unfair.
How do we decide then?
What matters is the Electoral College, and in the simplest terms, here's how it works. Each state is worth a certain amount of points. So each state will be counting up votes, and whoever wins in that state will get all the state's points. The bigger the state's population, the more points it's worth. Take Wyoming, for example. Barely anyone lives there, so it's worth the least amount of electoral votes, or points, with just 3. So we can count up all the votes in Wyoming, and the winner gets 3 points towards our total. But then there's California, and a lot of people live there, so it's worth 55 electoral votes, or points. That's a lot, so win California, and you're well on your way, because it's a winner-take-all situation. Except in Nebraska and Maine, but that's too complicated for a little project like this.
So whoever gets the most electoral votes wins.
It takes 270 electoral votes to win. Whoever gets there first is the winner, but if neither candidate can get to 270 electoral votes, all the votes are thrown out and the House of Representatives gets to decide.
Has that ever happened?
It only happened once, and it was bananas. But it is possible. However, for our experiment, there is no candy bar House of Representatives. So if no candidate wins 270 votes, we will default to the winner of the popular vote, though it is unlikely.
Why is it unlikely?
Well, no independent is going to win a state because that's not what happens in the real election. And we didn't let Nathan have his own state, and we told Joanne's family to not screw with us again. So in order for neither candidate to get 270, they'd have to tie at 269.
Who is likely to win then?
If you'll see behind me, I have a map of the United States. We're going to color in some states red and some states blue. For our election, the blue represents Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Mallow Cups. The red represents Sour Patch Kids and Skittles. Now, we don't know how exactly people are going to vote in this election, and there can be some surprises. But to have some idea of how this election might go before any votes are cast, we can look at the data among registered voters. Some states are likely to go for Sour Patch Kids and Skittles, like Louisiana, where all 3 voters are registered with the Chewy Party. So we'll color Louisiana red and award their 8 electoral votes to Sour Patch Kids. Again, this doesn't mean Louisiana has to vote this way, just that it is likely. Missouri also has 4 voters, all registered with the Chewy Party. So we will also color that in red and award Missouri's 10 points to Sour Patch Kids. Maine also has only 1 Chewy Party voter, so we will give Maine's 4 votes to Sour Patch Kids. And just like that, Sour Patch Kids is 22 electoral votes toward the 270 needed to win. But the Chocolate Party has an advantage in the big states. Pennsylvania has 6 chocolate voters and just 1 independent. It seems unlikely that they would vote for Sour Patch Kids. So for now, let's color Pennsylvania in blue and award Pennsylvania's 20 votes to Reese's and Mallow Cups. Maryland's 4 voters are also all registered with the Chocolate Party. If they voted as expected, they would cast their votes for Reese's and Mallow Cups, awarding their 10 votes to Reese's. Delaware might be a small state, but it seems unlikely that their 1 chocolate voter who has expressed support for Reese's on social media would vote for Sour Patch Kids. So for this simulation, let's award Delaware's 3 votes to Reese's. Just like that, Reese's pulls ahead with 33 electoral votes.
So Reese's has the edge?
For now, but some states are a true toss-up. Florida, California, and Ohio are the big ones, worth a combined total of 102 electoral votes. And those states are toss-ups. There are some registered chocolate party voters, some Chewy, and some independent voters who didn't declare a party. We truly don't know which way these states will vote. We call these toss-up states because it's really anybody's game. There are some little places to keep an eye on too. Washington, D.C. has one independent voter, and while Circus Peanuts won the primary, there's no telling if D.C.'s independent voter will stick to a Chewy party or move over to a chocolate party. As the votes come in, we'll keep you updated on how the electoral map is actually shaping up.
Okay, that makes sense. So how do we vote?
I don't know.
Well, since we're in the middle of a pandemic, instead of sending out this ballot, you can vote virtually. All you have to do is send your vote to thegreatcandyelection2020@gmail.com. Please include your state in the subject line and a vote for each member of your house who registered to vote way back in the primaries. Make sure to check the Facebook group for your state. Some of you have been shuffled around a bit since the primaries, since we've had some voters drop out. Everyone's states have been posted with just how many points your state is worth. You can also comment below the posts you've been tagged in with your vote if you don't mind making your vote part of the public record. That does it from here. Happy voting.